Just about set to roll now from snowy Chicago. And off we go from Soldier Field. This taken in at the goal line. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. So here's the Viking offense making their way out. And a peek at the man under center. He has 5 full years in the league under his belt. Now in year number 6.
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well, won the ball game. Bottom line, may not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be.
Young wasting no time, right to the air. He'll get this complete to Rondale Moore. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 19 yards right off the bat, and a quick first down.
Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a first down.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Young will set to throw. The open man is Clark, complete. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. Despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. 2nd down. This defense for the Bears, they were terrific a week ago in that win over Detroit.
And the big difference in the ball game, their ability to force turnovers. 3 of them, in fact. Being able to take the ball away, give it back to their offense, that's something that's emphasized each and every week, and they carried it out.
13 yards remaining on 2nd down. Young. And again he finds Clark. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 44-yard line. A new set of downs after a strong pickup of 16 yards. Good job there to locate his tight end, Charles, in the middle of the field.
Yeah, he has good pass-catching abilities, and if they're able to continue to find him here in the early going, I think it'll help out his teammates out on the perimeter. You can take the big shots later if he occupies their attention.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Now Young. Trying to fit it into Moore, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Josie Jewell. And the Bears are going to take possession of the football. Well, it's no secret he's had trouble this year with interceptions, and this is a bad start for him. First drive, throwing another pick.
No matter who's broadcasting his game, that's how the conversation begins. Throwing too many interceptions. Can he take care of the football? If I were his backup, I'd be edging towards the coaches and saying, hey, how about giving me an opportunity?
So now here are the Bears with excellent field position to start off. And they will be led out by their 6'4" quarterback.
His game last week reminded me of accentuate the positive, because that's about all he did, right?
Yeah.
3 touchdown passes, over 300 yards in the air. Receivers happy.
And they got the win.
Got the win. If you're running back that likes to catch passes, they're happy as well. Big time game.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now Aikman looking to throw. Looking for Edelman, and he hits him. It's complete. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
First and goal, a chance to convert that early turnover into points. Now a handoff inside, it's Peyton. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Now from the 9, here's 2nd and goal. Here's Peyton up the middle. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. On the draw, here's Peyton. And he's not going to get anywhere close to the marker as they'll stop him well short of the yellow line. Give him 4 yards there, but they're still well short of the goal line with 4th down now looming. Looking at this situation, if you're at the 1, the 2, maybe you go for it. From here, you kick it.
I agree. I think you have to get points in this situation. 4th down, I don't chance it at all. I put the points on the board and go back and regroup.
Now we've got a field goal coming up here for Chicago. From the left hash, a chip shot here. And his kick is good. And it's 3-0. The Bears hit the scoreboard first. So an opening drive field goal maybe doesn't whip this crowd into a frenzy, but I think that they will take the early lead.
There's no doubt about it. They will always take the early lead, and maybe that celebration comes later if they play well and they can break things open. But right now, this is all about letting the offense just get settled in.
The Vikings taking the field here for their 2nd drive of the game. Their 2nd drive here of the ballgame, Charles. Remember last time they threw the interception, but the defense held up. It bent a little but didn't break, only giving up the 3 points.
Yeah, obviously they left some points on the table there their last time out, but boy, they have to thank their defense for holding the opposition just 3 after they threw the pick. Their turn now. Back out on the field, put together a good drive, and get some points of their own.
Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a 1st down.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside, and so many times defenses say, okay, we've got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the...
The ball's out. McCaffrey lost it.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. The fumble on 1st down now. Here's 2nd down. From the shotgun, it's Young. Connection made with Chenault. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47.
And I think this is a route we'll see more of as this game goes on, because with his speed, they want to get him the ball in space on drag routes just like this. They want him to get the ball and run after the catch. Good job there, though, holding him for a short gain.
They'll try and pick it up with Mitchell. And he gets this one across midfield for the 1st down to the 46. Able to get what they need to keep the drive going with a 6-yard pickup on 3rd down.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? They looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 46. Another run, this time McCaffrey. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3, and it's 2nd down. These two teams, you may remember, they met in Minnesota earlier in the year with the Vikings coming out victorious. So they're looking for the series sweep here in Chicago. Gets it to Hill. It's a jet sweep. And good space to operate there as he takes this down inside the 35-yard line. 10 yards, and it's good for a Viking 1st down.
I think the reason this play is so successful is not just the blocking at the point of attack, but how about the speed at which he takes the handoff? He's in motion already, so he's not coming from a flat start like a running back often is. He's at a full run by the time he gets the football.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Up the gut, McCaffrey. And room there to work it inside the 25. The previous run, good for 9. Here's second and a yard. They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. Young off the bootleg. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. Young's incompletion on first down leads to a 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw. He's got it complete to Clark. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. A busy first quarter. His 3rd catch of the afternoon is a first down.
And coming into this ball game, this was an offense that wasn't just talking about the notion of ball control. They were preaching it. They wanted to win the time of possession battle, and they've done so here. This drive's taken up quite a bit of the first quarter. Now they are set up 1st and goal.
McCaffrey will get down close to the goal line, but not in, as he'll be marked down at the 1. 2nd and goal from the 1. To throw, Young. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. Tommy Trimble, his first touchdown on the year. And the Vikings have answered that early field goal to take a first quarter lead. Good bounce-back drive right there through the pick on drive number 1. Drive number 2 leads them right down the field into the end zone.
Agree totally. Excellent bounce-back, tremendous poise, confidence never lost, and obviously he transmitted that to his teammates as well. What a really nice drive.
The point after, no gimme in the snow, but it's up and good, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. On the return, Andre Roberts from his end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. The Bears offense making their way out as we give you a look at the playoff race in the NFC. Well, as we know, they have already clinched the NFC North, a wild card game waiting for them to open the postseason, and they have earned the right to host it, Charles, in front of the home crowd.
And this is a division with a lot of history and legacy. And if you're a team to take the crown out of this group, you've already proven you're one of the names to watch in the NFC playoffs. I think they'll be an incredibly tough out in the postseason.
On the give, here comes Peyton. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now a give, it's Peyton. And space tough to come by there as he'll get maybe a yard to the 37. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Aikman will throw. He's got large and complete here over the middle. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Now Aikman. He's got his man Sharp complete. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. After 1, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. On the run, it's Peyton. He'll work his way up the middle for a gain of about 4, 2nd down. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. They'll run now with Peyton. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. That one a first down pickup of 8.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled them up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
Flag comes in. This might be a free play. This one into the hands of Largent. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. So offside's the call, and they understandably decline it.
And this is why we're seeing more and more teams hiring that one coach to the staff that's in charge of all these things. This one's minor. It's pretty easy to figure out. But all the game management stuff, trying to help out the head coach in his decision-making process.
Able to find his target here, Largent. And they're going to get this down inside the 15. Working with a 2nd and 4. To throw is Aikman. Over the middle, complete. It's Schultz. And the Bears are going to be set up with a 1st and goal here as the tackle made at the 9. Looking to throw again here, Aikman. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
That's a pretty play there. Got in at the last second, helped force the ball free, and kept them out of the end zone.
Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal. Here's Aikman setting to throw it. He's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line. It'll be a big loss on the play there, an absolute disaster, really.
2nd goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack. But he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football, had to eat it, and ended up on the ground.
They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. Now it's Aikman. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Now we've got a field goal coming up here for Chicago. From the left hash, this from 34. And his kick is right there. It's good, and they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. So the margin shrinks there as they get the field goal to draw them a bit closer here in this 2nd quarter.
Yeah, nice snap, nice hole. They just want to keep this game close, so give them credit for finishing that one off with 3.
And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. Even though they might not find the #1 seed next to their name come playoff time, there's not going to be very many teams, if any, entering the playoffs on the kind of run they're on. They're hot.
And I love that word, hot, because every team in the league wants to go into the playoffs on that uptick. Because a lot of the time you serve notice to the rest of the league that, hey, we're the team you need to deal with. We're the team that's going to be a real problem for you. And if they can continue this streak, they could very well be that team and gain that confidence that they're seeking as they head to the playoffs. And
confidence, that's the word I would use from our meetings with them. They said we're playing our best football right now. It is showing. Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. Second and 12. Now here's Young. That's complete to John Ross. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A gain there of 21 yards.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 47. Young now. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. Young's incompletion on 1st down leads to a 2nd and 10. Now a draw play to McCaffrey. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the 1st down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. Young working out of the gun. He finds his man complete. That's Clark. And he will have a Vikings 1st down. They needed 5 there on 3rd down. He winds up getting 7.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the 1st down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
Yeah, they were right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Throwing, Young. He finds the speedster Ross. That's complete. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. He finds his man complete. That's Clark. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days, but you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver.
Now a loose football. The ball comes out, and this is picked up by the Bears. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Thank goodness for heaters up here. And thank goodness I don't have to carry the football in this game. It's January. It's cold out there. Trying to clutch the football and absorb the hits, not easily done.
Yeah, we saw a product of the elements right there. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. They'll take over deep in their own end after the fumble recovery as they start 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And just not much to be had there. 1 yard out to the 10. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Running it here with Peyton. And he'll be about a full yard shy of the 20 at the 19-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
It's nice every now and then in this game not to see people overthink it. Just hand it to the old reliable guy. Let him pick up the 1st down.
On 1st down, Peyton. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. Up at the 29 now, they'll head to the line, 2nd and a yard. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Slant route caught by Edelman. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. They'll set up to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Schultz. They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it, and it's 2nd down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder, coming up at halftime, while the two of us head for warmer areas of the press box, we'll be sending you to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. They're going to look to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. This will be a 41-yard punt, 3 on the return. And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. And now out comes Minnesota. And not an abundance of time remains on the clock, Charles, but you would think more than enough to try to extend this lead before intermission. And when you're talking about extending the lead, I think you're talking about aiming for the end zone, because there is plenty of time for that. The fallback is to get 3. But in your mind, you put 6 on the board right before the half. That's a heck of a dagger and great momentum to carry into the locker room. So the completion gets him just a yard, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
Young's throw here into the hands of Moore. So 8 yards on the completion there, and it'll leave them with 3rd and a full yard to go.
That's tough to play zone defense when they can just curl up right there in front of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we talk about finding the soft spot. Defensively, how do you make sure they don't find the soft spot like they did there?
Tough to do, because what they normally will do is run routes that'll pull you out of that spot they want to get into. That's what we call not taking the cheese, right? Don't go for the mousetrap. But it's hard to do, because when you see a guy cutting that in that direction, you tend to go towards him.
To return is Roberts. A nice return that time of about 14 yards. And the Bears take over. The Bears going to take over now late in this first half. And with good starting field position and 3 timeouts as well in their pocket, no reason not to try and put a late scoring drive together. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 49. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Schultz. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. On 2nd down, here's Aikman. That's caught again by Schultz. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. I love that play, because in the snow you think run, run, run. Big passing play there.
And defenders hate it, especially in open space, because trying to come under control, break down, and make a tackle in the open field, difficult in normal conditions. In these conditions, almost impossible.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. A quick throw, but incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Aikman going to throw again. But he lets go a laser pulled in by Edelman. Now the Bears going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. And that is incomplete. But the pressure there on 3rd down, forcing the errant pass. 4th down coming up.
How about the coverage we just saw break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
Now we've got a field goal coming up here for Chicago. This one from 35 yards away. And his kick here is good. And they jump back in front here. It's 9-7. So he's been a busy man here in this first half. That's 3 field goals for him now.
And not just 3 field goals, but 3 for 3. So even though the offense has struggled a bit putting it in the end zone, they've still been able to come away with points due to his leg.
And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
On second and a couple. Young. He finds his man. Complete. It's Clark. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Final play of the half. Young. He's going to look deep for more. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jalen Mills. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half. So we come upon halftime here at Soldier Field with the Bears out in front. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. It's all down to this. Week 18 of the NFL regular season. Lots to be decided, so let's get right to it. We'll begin up at legendary Lambeau Field in Green Bay. And it's the Packers who are out in front in the second quarter. Jerry Jeudy, a touchdown reception. From there, we head east to check on the Bills at home in Buffalo. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting New England Patriots. Stephon Diggs, a touchdown reception. Finally, we're off to Atlanta to check on the Falcons at home at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And they've got the lead in their matchup with the Tampa Bay Bucks. Josh Allen has a touchdown pass. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a defensive struggle. Which offense can break through in the second half? Find out? Let's hand it over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. So here's the Bears offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. And, Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
On second down, Aikman. Over the middle, complete. It's Schultz. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. Man, I just love being in this stadium. So much history, tradition, so many great teams and games, and we're seeing a pretty good one right now. Hotly contested in the third quarter. He's going to fire one deep left sideline. A huge play there for Chicago. 42 yards.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. Now a handoff up the middle. Peyton. And a little bit of space there. Takes it inside the 5 to the 3. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal.
The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
From the 3-yard line again. They'll try and punch it in here on 3rd and goal. Back to throw. He's got it. And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. So he stopped for no gain. And that will bring up an interesting decision here on 4th and goal.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on 3rd down.
Yeah. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
And his kick is good. And that will push the lead up to 12-7. From a defensive perspective, that keeps the deficit very, very manageable. You know, all things considered, not a bad job on the defensive side.
I would say that you've pointed out something pretty good right there, and that is you actually have both sides happy with that exchange. You know, happy in quotes, of course. One team, hey, we've kept it within range. The other side saying, hey, we put points on the board and did stretch out the lead. Let's see how this one turns out.
Yeah, still bottom line, though, 3 points for the opening drive of the 3rd quarter. It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the 2nd half.
And their deficit a little wider now than it was at halftime following the field goal a moment ago.
But the goal is still the same because you know they want to come out, establish a rhythm in the 2nd half, and get going. Make no mistake about it, though. Kicking field goals, not in their game plan. They need to get the ball in the end zone.
Now we're going to get a stoppage. Appears to be an injured bear on the field. And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Young.
And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Young on 3rd down. He finds his man, complete. It's Clark. And this will not get close to the 1st down marker as he's brought down at the 26. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Brandon, a good idea there on 3rd down. Run a little clear out and hope you can get your receiver the ball coming across the formation. Nice design, but well played defensively, and they stop him well short.
Here's Lachlan Edwards now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. Here now Roberts.
A very nice punt that time, but they get 11 back on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Chicago offense set to get started.
Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it. Forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material.
As they began this drive, I was wondering how they were going to attack since they're playing with the lead. Would they continue to try and push the ball downfield? Well, after one play, it appears that the answer is yes.
Now Aikman on 1st down. Over the middle, Sharp's got it complete.
And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line.
And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme, and you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Going down the middle, and it's complete. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. That is now 19-yard gains on back-to-back plays.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Again, it's Aikman. To the right side and complete to Largent. Nice job defensively to hold him to 4, and now it's 2nd and goal.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Now a first carry for their fullback. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown. Dalton Schultz with touchdown number 7 on the year. And they are able to add on to their advantage. Circle that drive because that might be one to remember. Well executed to give them a little cushion.
Well, let's take it into the boxing ring. You talk about them commanding it, keeping the fight where they wanted to, whether it was in the center of the ring or putting them on the ropes because it was jab, jab, jab. And finally, the haymaker to put that drive away.
The extra point splits the uprights, and it gives his guys a 12-point advantage. It's been a Terry now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. Minnesota now ready for their next possession. And Charles, a very uninspired effort. The last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Young looks to throw on 1st down. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. Shotgun handoff now to McCaffrey. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Here's Young from the shotgun. Throw right side is going to be caught by Clark.
And he will have a Vikings 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Young off the play fake. Step, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Kyler Fackrell, what a play by him. That's going to go as a loss of 13.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Young will set to throw.
This is Chenault on the receiving end.
So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. Now Young. Got a man open, it's Ross. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. Here's Lachlan Edwards now as he's on to punt for Minnesota. And here's a fair catch taken at about the 24-yard line. It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Now we get a peek at the captain of this offense heading back out there. How do you break down his game so far? Just the one touchdown pass, but sometimes the touchdown pass stat category, that doesn't tell the whole story.
It really doesn't. Not until you balance it with the error side. You know, and in this case, he hasn't thrown any interceptions. So a lot of people would call this almost a pedestrian game, kind of a bus driver game. But that's just really wrong. Being a bus driver is a good thing if you're running a football team, because that means you're in control and you're taking your team to the right places.
Yeah, he's been pretty solid.
And this will be a Bears first down as the tackle made at the 35-yard line.
Now that's the way to do it. Hand it to someone with vision and good footwork, and add a little bit of power, and you find a way to pick up first downs.
They go play action now. Aikman. Looking for Edelman, and he hits him. It's complete. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
Brandon, there have been some memorable snow games for championships in the NFL. 1948, Philadelphia Eagles, Chicago Cardinals.
Well, the most famous one in my lifetime, I think, is got to be 01, right? Raiders, Patriots, to send the Patriots to the Super Bowl.
You had to go to the tuck roll, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's one people remember. But I also know this. In Miami, the infamous one, the snowplow game. In New England, when they went out there and the Patriots had a guy come out and clear a spot on the...
And that is caught at the 10-yard line. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. That's a gain of 31 with right around 1 minute to go in the quarter.
That's just flat out a beautiful throw right there.
It was a rope. That's maybe the speed you would see on a slant, but he threw that downfield with that kind of pace.
Now, if he throws that one with any type of arc, puts a little air under it, that play doesn't happen. He had to fire it in there, and he did exactly that.
They'll run on first down. Peyton. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
On 2nd down now. Peyton, and they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3. 1 quarter remains here as the regular season starts to wind down. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play. 3rd and goal. Now Aikman looking to throw. Hit as he throws, and the ball is out. It's a live football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Partner, that one looked like it was over. I mean, they had control, had the football, and the defense had to make a play in order to keep them in the game. That's exactly what they did.
And now that door ajar, 2-score game, so hold on here, not done in the 4th. Minnesota's offense takes over possession. They trail by 2 scores in the 4th, and their defense did its job getting the fumble recovery. Now time to see what this offense has left in the tank. Now, quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete. Young's incompletion on first down leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw, and the ball is knocked out, and they will take over at the 26-yard line.
We've got plenty of weather here today. We've got some snow going on, and they've come out of a dome. And there have been 2 ways of getting ready for this. Some have said, don't worry about the weather. Just practice in your normal conditions and handle it on game day. And others have said, find some weather, find some conditions somewhere, and try and get ready. What do you think?
Well, whatever the preparation there, the snow causing the fumble. Looking to pass, Aikman on first down. That's complete to Sharp. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line. The passing game continues to be their friend. Even with a stable lead here in the 4th, Charles, they're going back to that well.
Yeah, with their overall philosophy, you know that they trust their quarterback. He's been able to throw it well. They continue to throw these safe passes. Who can blame him?
Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. Down to the 6-yard line on a pickup of 6 as he gets halfway to the goal line. On second down, Peyton, and he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line.
Looks like a jumbo set with 3 tight ends here for first and goal. Peyton will score. Touchdown, Chicago. Well, nothing fancy there, Charles. You had 3 tight ends on the field. They were going to run the football. The defense knew it, but the defense couldn't stop them.
And I haven't met an offensive line yet that doesn't get more satisfaction out of running the football into the end zone than pass protecting. They had determination on their side, and they got it done.
Now the try here for the extra point. And that one makes this a 19-point game. So that drive, 4 plays. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. And there's been a Terry now to kick it away after the touchdown.
Taken in at the 3. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
And now out comes Minnesota.
And their 4-game win streak very much in jeopardy as they go to work here late with a 1st and 10.
Young to throw it. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack.
Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play.
You can almost see all the defenders rubbing their hands together with glee because we all know they relish the chance to bring down a quarterback of his caliber. Anyone who brings him down has plenty to talk about. Not just a sack, but a big win built off the efforts of this defense.
To try again after the sack. Young going deep downfield for Ross. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
Connection made with Chenault.
And he'll be a couple yards shy of the 20 at the 18. And it's good for a gain of 6. And that's going to make it 4th down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Here's Lachlan Edwards now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And the return man will shuffle through the white stuff, secure the fair catch with both hands. Just 34 yards on the punt there, no return.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
And now the Bears coming out as they get ready.
Well, the win for them at this point seems pretty assured. I mean, still a decent amount of time left here in the 4th quarter, Charles, but you got the football, you're up 3 scores. They have to be feeling really good about where they're at.
I love your observation skills, partner, because I think you saw them charge onto the field fired up about another chance to get into the end zone. Looks to me like this group is ready to crush any hope left on the opposing sideline, and they want to do it with some gusto, too.
And the tackle going to be made at the 38. Normally, you might say start running the football. You've got the lead here in the 4th quarter, but the way that they've passed it with such success, I don't know, maybe keep throwing it.
Yeah, I think you brought up something that goes against conventional wisdom, right? In this stage of the game, you would think you would switch to a running attack, but you're exactly right. They've thrown it so well throughout the game, and trusting this quarterback, I think you continue to do so.
On 1st down, Peyton. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25.
84 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a 1st down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down.
second down now. Peyton, and he's going to be stopped just short of the first down marker at the Vikings' 19-yard line. That's going to be a 6-yard gain. It leaves him with third down and just a yard to go. They'll keep it on the ground. Peyton, he's going to be a yard short. Needed 2, but only got 1. Fourth down.
They tried their best to pick up that 3rd and 1, but their surge wasn't enough to counteract what came back at them from the defensive side, was it?
Offensive line, especially in the middle, looked like they were on skates a little bit when that one started.
So now we bring up 4th and inches. This will be a critical call.
Here we go on 4th down. And he takes it down to the 13 and picks up the first. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Now Aikman. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Aikman will throw. He finds his target. It's Schultz. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down. From the gun on 3rd down is Aikman. And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears. From 10 yards out. And the Bears are closing in on a 3rd straight win as they widen the gap further here in the 4th quarter. So still throwing here in the 4th quarter with a pretty sizable lead, and now that lead even more sizable. And if nothing else here, CD, a chance to pile on some stats before this one wraps up, and he did just that.
Brandon, convention tells us it's time for them to get off the gas a little bit, right? But you and I both know the receivers don't want them to because, as you noted, this is their chance to pile on the stats. If they got their way, they try to get every single spot in the depth chart points before this game is over.
Extra point right down the middle, and that will bump the lead up to 26. And here's Vinatieri now to kick it away after the touchdown. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he returns this to the 22. The Vikings offense making their way back out. Now let's give you a look at the playoff picture coming into the weekend in the NFC. And it's a good news, bad news proposition for them. Mostly good news, and that's that they've clinched a playoff spot. That's the important thing. Bad news, though, if they want to make a Super Bowl, for the moment at least, they'd have to do it out of the 6th seed.
And bottom line, everybody wants to play at home during the playoffs. We know that's a given. But nothing builds character for a ball club quite like winning on the road in the playoffs, especially when no one thinks you can do it. And if you win one and gain confidence, who knows, you might get on one of those magical runs. They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they've forced in this runaway contest.
Young's incompletion on 1st down leads to a 2nd and 10. Now back to throw. Now he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Now Young. They'll set up the screen to McCaffrey. And he'll be taken down well before the first at about the 36-yard line. 5 yards, not enough, and it'll be 4th down.
And that's a play that's not uncommon on 3rd and long because the offense is just hoping that somehow they can get a guy in space and follow some blockers downfield. Does a pretty nice job there getting a few yards, but he ends up getting stopped before he can get the first down.
It's desperation time. Young on 4th down, and he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. So it was already a gain on the completion, but tack on some more with that penalty.
Absolutely. No matter what angle you're making the tackle from, you can't grab the face mask, and that's just putting your defense on its heels just a little bit more.
So now factoring in the face mask, here's 1st and 10. Young. The open man is Clark, complete. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35. To the air once more, Young. There's Trimble, the tight end. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears 21. A solid gain of 15 yards and the sticks move.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
On first down, this is McCaffrey. And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. On 2nd and 9, Young. They'll run the screen with Mitchell. They'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9. It's a good gain of 11. Sets him up 1st and goal. And with this game well in hand, perhaps we are seeing the coverage lighten up a little bit as they got burned there a bit for a first down.
Well, we certainly know the coach isn't happy along the sideline because he certainly wants them to finish this one out the way they started it. He doesn't want to give up any soft completions, no late points. He wants his lead to stay right where it is.
2nd down and goal. Young. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. And the Bears are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 7. All smiles and high fives on that defensive sideline. That interception will cap off what was truly a tremendous performance.
Yeah, if you can hold a team to 7 points in the NFL, that's the kind of day that you feel really good about. Now, I do know a few guys are going to think to themselves, held them to 7. If we'd made one more play, could have had our shutout.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he'll take this one up to about the 13. 103 yards for him now on the ground as he goes over the century mark here. I'd say he's ready for the playoffs ahead, no doubt. On 2nd down, Peyton. And just not a ton of room to work with. He'll get it to the 15 for a gain of 2. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Now Aikman staring at 3rd and 2. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. 8th catch for him now. He's been a big factor. And it's a first down. Well, this was a very close ball game at halftime, Charles, but in the second half, that offense kind of kicked things into another gear, and they were able to pull away for the victory.
And, Brandon, I think they're the type of team that just looked in the mirror and said, hey, ton of pressure on, but we're the type of team that can flat out handle it. They stood up with confidence, and made it happen for a victory.
So for Chicago, they finished things off in style, putting a bow on a 14-3 regular season. And now they'll have the week off as they get set to go after a Super Bowl title. Meanwhile, for Minnesota, it could be a potentially devastating loss as they finish with a mark of